How are we doing, people? Welcome back to the Sean Atwood channel. Welcome back to the Daily Disclosure. Now, I'm going to have a little chat with you all out the door here because your boy has been having a bit of a moment the last sort of 3 or 4 days. I'm not going to lie. And I thought I had a really good idea for this show. And now I think it's a terrible idea. Right? I think it's a terrible idea. So yeah, I think January sort of knocked me sideways a little bit. Then having a baby a couple of months ago, I think everything just sort of suddenly came crashing down. So it's a terrible idea for this show being split into 3 segments. Terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. So I'm going to keep this show short today, and then I'm going to stick up another thumbnail on this, and then we're going to go back to how things were about 4 months ago, where the Daily Disclosure, the Daily Show, whatever you want to call it, is going to go back to the headlines and focusing on driving the audience and delivering on what the majority of people would like to see. But then we've got our Friday show where we can kind of do our bit for the good of mankind, if that makes sense. So I blame Oprah too. Do you know, that was my next point. Okay. That was my next point. No, I did send my mum the link, Mary. Thank you. Yes, I did. Because sometimes when you get swamped with things, you can kind of forget priorities and you get lost in internet shenanigans and you kind of forget what you're meant to be doing, right? And it's kind of how I felt about why we started the Friday thing, right? The Friday show and the movement, right? That was sort of getting back to where I should be. But then I think the other half of my brain sort of tied in everything and tried to make it into like an every day of the week thing where it's never it's our Friday thing, it's our movement, and algorithmic driven daily content has to be a factor as well. Otherwise, your boy ain't going to have nobody listening, right? So we're keeping it short and sweet today, but this is one that I wanted to point out. This is a situation that is going off in Sheffield in the UK. Police are this type of police are conducting major operation in Sheffield following reports of a man with weapons in an apartment building. Officers were called to the Gateway building on Broad Street at about 1900 hours on Monday, South Yorkshire police said. About 10 police vehicles and ambulances remain in the scene with buildings cordoned off. There is ongoing travel disruption around the city and several routes are gridlocked. Now, they've evacuated these buildings, right? Like these are some serious dudes. I wonder what is going on. In social media update, the force said within the building there was a property have been evacuated with those within the neighboring buildings. Okay, so I imagine that'll be a certain amount of buildings around the building or the flat in question, shall we say? About 8, we get 80. Okay, wow. Gateway residents evicted from the building to the nearby Ponsford Sports Centre, which some are saying has been given very little information. Aaron, who was evacuated at 8:30 on Monday, said we've literally got the clothes we're standing in and our phones. Damn. Sam Edwards, 31, who called the police after a communication on the floor above. The chap living up there started emptying the contents of his flat onto our floor terrace. And then he tried to set it alight, he said. The police turned up shortly after, and there was armed response telling us to leave, which was quite alarming. Mr. Edwards said that the atmosphere among the evacuees was pretty dire. He added that we've tried to keep our spirits up because people are upset and they're concerned about what's going on. People in the homes and possessions, and there's a lot of anxiety. But we've just tried to be there for one another and ride this through. That's wild. So this is fairly breaking news. And At one point, 100 emergency services personnel were at the injury. That's mental. That's mental. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on this because, like I say, it's ongoing right now, and we'll wait and see what comes from it. But oh man, Kanye. Oh man. So I don't know what's going on in the world or mind or brain or whatever of Kanye West. Um, but things are just going from crazy to beyond crazy. And I don't know why. I mean, I really don't understand. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. How how do you do something like this? Like, okay, so it's one thing if like Diddy's your friend, right? If you're friends with Diddy and you're like innocent until proven guilty and you want to stand by your friend, okay? That's your choice, right? Okay. And that goes for all of us, right? If we've got a friend who gets in trouble and we want to stand by our friend, we can stand by our friend. We all agree on that, okay? Okay. But when you then turn around and make merch out of an absolutely horrific moment, right? In whoa, that was weird. Like where I am, right? I'm under the staircase, right? And I swear to God, I just heard somebody put their foot in the stair upstairs. No, I think we're okay. Yeah, it's weird. I think we'll just get the ski and do down off the wall. Just in case. Just in case. All right. So if you look here, here is still from this just horrible video in this woman's life. And we're gonna read through this. I can't believe this is a thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. This ain't we we're we're going to get on to some of the other things that he's been posting too, but this is mental. Kanye West is seemingly trying to profit off Diddy's horrifying attack on Cassie Ventura. The 47-year-old rapper has shared a screenshot from his unearthed video of Diddy's physically assaulting his then girlfriend in 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel in LA. The video published by CNN last year showed Diddy, real name Sean Combs, kicking, dragging, and throwing an object at Cassie. Alongside the photo, Kanye, who likes to be known as Yee, wrote that he understands that Diddy 55, who is currently in prison awaiting trial on SE, the transportation, the bad stuff. Uh, a man truly loves a woman. He may express it in rage. I empathize in both sides, he tweeted. I don't, nah, nah. Unless it's from a protective manner. You know what I mean? Like somebody, hurts. someone you love so much that then you act out in rage. That I can understand. But he's trying to say that Diddy did this because he loved Cassie so much. Under the same photo, he later wrote, "You have to truly be in love to get the point of risking everything." He then shared that he's selling a hoodie on his Yeezy website that is identical to the one that Cassie thought he was wearing in the assault footage. He called it the Love Hoodie. And it's available for £17. Why is this stuff so, like, what is going on? Like, who does that? Like, seriously, who? Do you know, it would make sense, right? Now, follow my thought process. It would make sense if Diddy released it, right? Evil, twisted, horrible man. You know, it wouldn't make sense if we all knew about it, though, if you know what I mean. Like, if the tape hadn't been released and Diddy released this as some twisted game, I could understand. Do you know what I'm saying? Because if everything we think about the Diddler is true, he's a bit mad, allegedly. But Kanye supporting his friend and then effectively giving a massive nod to what took place in that hotel. All publicity is good. Publicly keeps something relevant. Yeah, okay. I hear what you're saying. How are you doing, Helen? What's happening? Wild. It's wild, is what it is. I mean, it is the other T-shirt that you put out with the logo from that 1940s movement. You know what I'm saying? That awful, but somehow he's topped it with this. It's one thing when you simultaneously release a T-shirt, right, that targets millions of people because of their religion and atrocities that took place. That, at least you're getting a good bunch of people offended there, right? This is a target this is a sniper scope to a woman who lived through this. Like, it is wild. Again, as well, I just want to say to everybody, I feel like this year started a bit mad. I cannot believe that we're almost halfway through February. I feel like New Year's, it oddly feels like it was yesterday, but also feels like it was about 7 months ago. It's weird. Did Ryan call you back? Oh, no, but I need to give him a call today. We've been messaging, but I need to give him a call. But I feel like needing to just tweak and adjust some things and sort of get back to what the Daily Show was always about. And yeah, not worry too much about throwing in some true crime and some mystery stuff. Let's just relax, Ron. Okay. There's headlines that need to be dealt with. There's chops that need busted. Okay. Oh, I got a second. Right, Kelly. What was your original thing you said? Hang on. As a survivor at DV, you'd be surprised how many times I've heard that from other men. They disgust me. What was it you heard from other men? I can't find your original point. I do apologize, though. Was it something I said? I hope it wasn't something I said. He needs to help the hate spreads against you. Yeah, okay, right. Okay, I agree, right? But I mean, to release the 1940s German people symbol, mad. To release this, mad. to put Sean John on a t-shirt. Mad. And he's went for the trifecta. Like, where do you go from there? Like, where do you go from there? The thing Kanye said, all right, nice. Okay, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Like, where do you go from here, Rebecca? Like, what's next? What's next? Like punting a puppy off of a bridge. Like what's next for him? He's went if on the grand scheme of stuff you can say to make people furious on the internet, where do you go from here, Kanye? Where? Do you know what I mean? It's actually wild. It's actually wild. Also, why is all his stuff so cheap? Like, I feel like has Yeezy just become him losing his mind in a garage screen printing stuff with his auntie or something? Have I missed something here? Mad. You'll have to truly be in love to get the point of risking everything. Oh my God. So, oh my God. I've heard this before. I think I was watching Cops, right? I think I was watching Cops. I love that show, right? And I think this woman got arrested, or her husband was getting arrested. And she said, you know, it's nice to know someone loves you so much that they're willing to risk their freedom and put hands on you. And I'm sitting there like, what is this? Like, this cannot be a way of thinking. This cannot be a way of thinking. But it really is. And it's sad. It's really, really, really sad and disturbing. All right, anyway. They called it the love hoodie. All right. Yeah, right, Rosie. Yeah, right. I totally agree. Totally agree. Oh, wow. You have to truly be in love to get to the point of risking everything. Are you all right, mate? X users were understandably shocked by Yee's latest comments, calling the wrong and embarrassing and adding it that he's gone too far. This is not love. This is Sean Diddy Combs violently assaulting his girlfriend at the time, Cassie. A community note read alongside Yee's message. After Yee shared his intention to sell the hoodie, DJ Omega MVP wrote, "This is evil, bro." Many others shared that they would not be purchasing and encouraged him to feel some shame. In a previous tweet, he asked for Diddy to be freed from prison, as he also announced that he started a joint business venture on behalf of the hip hop mogul. He originally, oh man, are we watching? Metaphorically speaking, are we watching the manifestation of what happens when Diddy has a tape on you? Like, because that would make all of this make sense, right? Like, if Diddy had a blackmail tape on, I don't know, say the man in question that we're reading the tweets of here, allegedly. This would all make sense, right? Probably isn't though. So Yee originally shared the partnership between Yeezy and Combs, Sean's brand on Instagram. He wrote, Yeezy, Sean John collab available on Yeezy.com. Me and Puff splitting this 50-50, like we discussed before they locked him up. He's also, I'm not being funny. Have you seen these t-shirts? These took about 30 seconds to put together, right? There was no discussions before he went to prison. And I mean, come on. What were you discussing? Where you're going to place the logo? Is it going to go above the nips or below the nips? Like, madness. He also shared a video with Combs and son Christian King Combs, who said, "It's up." Shared a screenshot of the collaboration with Diddy. Thank you. I mean, what? It is terrible. It's garbage. Do you know what it looks like? You know when like someone, a celebrity, a singer, or whatever, like they fall off a little bit, and then they do like a collaboration with like a Walmart, right? And you've maybe got like I don't know, someone who's at the latter end of their career, right? And they'll do a t-shirt and maybe it's like $8 and it's got the signature across the front of it. Okay, I can get that, but Well, Yeezys used to be a major thing, right? And this is a joke. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you very much. This is a joke. It's just a joke. It really is. He later claimed that they were trying to make an example out of Puff, insisted that white people were trying to use Puff to scare others. I just found out that Puff is not allowed to make or collect their money while he's locked up. I'll send him half the money to Justin. Whatever, Puff, you've got to find out exactly who they are, okay, and play off the grid. Whoever is after Puff. Do you think that there's a possibility that Kanye West is just so dumb that he hasn't Googled any of this? Because I'm really getting vibes, right? Of like I feel like he's in a permanent state where maybe he's had 2 strong painkillers and maybe like 1.5 beers. And he's at that like, whoa, I'm indestructible phase. And he's just off he goes. Whoever's after Puff, you gotta find out exactly who they are, okay? Gotta keep it off grid. What? This is wild. My heart has not jumped, not one moment today. I got steel in my veins, God mode. Puff wheel. I got steel in my veins, God mode. I've got steel in my veins, give me God mode. Kanye, you're a lyricist. All right. Another post he wrote, I stood up for Puff and I'm still winning 20 Grammys. Yeah? Right, hang on. I need to Google some stuff. Right. 1 second. When was the last time you won a Grammy? Okay, he's got 24 Grammy Awards, right? Oh, God damn it, he won one. He won one last year. God damn it! All right, okay. Most recent Grammy Awards, award album of the year. Oh, that's Beyond. Oh no, wait. I said too far. I got ahead of myself. He ain't winning 20 Grammys. Like it ain't what is this guy is he is smoking some good he has redefined some things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, Fred. You know what I'm saying? We've all had toothache, right? And taken one of those mad painkillers, right? Like if you're in the UK, there's one called Solpadol, and if I've got a toothache, man, they they really do their job well. That's all I'm going to say. But that's what I get. I feel like he's in a permanent state of that, though, right? Beyonce won Country Album of the Year. Listen. At least she's trying new things. Yeah. Like raspberry jam and dog biscuits, my G. Yes. Glad to have you here. Big shout out to the doggos. Big shout out to the raspberries. Okay. I don't want to hear anybody, but little seeds get stuck in my teeth. Pew, 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 pew. Deal with it. They kick strawberries' ass. All day, raspberries is kicking strawberries' asses. I'm just saying. Oh. Do you know, as an American, I'd be really against that. As a foreigner, okay. Like I tell you what, America, how much do you trust the rest of the world, okay, for us to vote for your president? Right? Oh, oh God. Oh man. For a start, we're screwed already because you would have what 3.8 billion spite votes coming from China, right? Oh God, could you imagine? Right? Oh man, no, no, no. That is not a thing. Also, when did that become a thing? Who in the crazy like world of flavors have went? Do you know what? Do you know, instead of just having normal raspberries, right? Instead of just making raspberry a flavor, let's change it to blue. Let's go. What? Okay. After that video was leaked, Cassie wrote on Instagram, domestic violence is the issue. It broke me down to someone I never thought I would become. With a lot of hard work, I'm better today, but I will always be recovering from my past. That's so sad. It really is. And this is mental. 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 Now, we've done that. We've done that. All right, give me 1 second, everybody. Kanye West is all over the place right now. All right. Before we jump into the real hot stuff. Okay, Kanye West is banned from X as Bianca, come on, Censori addresses fake account amid Grammy controversy. I'm not going to scroll down here and hang on a second. I need to just check that her dress is not visible. Okay, no dress, no dress. Okay. Come on. That's it. Load all your adverts. There we go. All right, I think we're good. I swear to God, if you dress snipe me, Daily Record, we're going to have problems. The little side images are fine. Okay, they put a little black box over it anyway because there's one little image down the side. That's fine. That is not a dress. Okay, you can make you just because you cut something into the shape of something doesn't mean that now becomes a something. Okay, all right. I'm just saying you can't just cut something into a shape of something and call it something. You just can't do. I mean, that is wrong sense. Right. Okay. So we can go back to this now. Blue raspberry. I just don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. No. Shut up. Shut up. Kanye West banned from X as Bianca Censori addresses fake account amid Grammy controversy. Kanye West wife Bianca Censori. Can we just? I'm so sorry. My ADHD. It's almost like it's a co-host. People say I feel like I interrupt myself. Like it doesn't matter if I'm by myself or I have people on the panel. I'm interrupting someone. It's so true. Like I am literally interrupting myself. Like oh, I'm crying. It's funny. That was such a self-realization. Oh my God. Oh man, I'm so sorry, everybody. Like I'm so sorry. Right, let's continue. Thank you, Laura. All right. Kanye West wife. Kanye West, same place we got to in the first sentences before, and it tried to do it again. Okay? This isn't me interrupting myself. This is me explaining self-realization. This is different. Kanye West's wife, Bianca Censori, has denied sending a prayer for her husband on X after he was banned from the site by Elon Musk after a vile anti-Semitic rant. Now, I have not seen this rant. Okay, just to be clear, I have not seen this rant. I am not laughing at anything to do with this. What is we're about to discover here? Okay, so we need to get it all out now. Okay, we need to get it all out now before we find out how hideous this man is. But while we do that, can we just talk about how if you went out with a Kardashian, right? And then you broke up with that Kardashian, and then you met another woman who looks exactly like a Kardashian, right? Do you not think that's a bit mad? I mean, I get having a type, right? I get having a type, okay? But I mean, that is pretty specific. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, could you imagine being Kanye's friend? Like, you've been friends for years. He's just broken up with his Kardashian missus, and then he brings his new missus over, and you'd be like, you'd be like, bro, so we just wanted to talk to you about just making sure you're actually over your ex. You know, it's mad. It's beyond mad. Okay, here we go. Focus. Okay. Yeah, that's probably right. Amber Rose looked the same before Kim too. Oh, it's just wild, man. Unless, right now, bear with the ADHD. Unless we're now seeing some weird. I don't know. Let's just move on, mate. Let's just read the news. Read the news. Bianca Censori has finally broken her silence after Kanye West was subjected to an X ban. The rapper Kanye faced a ban on the platform by Elon Musk following a barrage of hateful messages spread over 3 days. Following the controversy, an account on X, formerly known as Twitter, an account belonging to Bianca issued a statement in response to Kanye's outburst. Right? The account posted a picture of the couple alongside a heartfelt plea to God to watch over ye and lead him towards an understanding and respect for all people. Like, could you imagine, right, if you came home from work and it turned out the husband of somebody that you worked with had went off on an anti-Semitic rant and got banned off of X, and then your response is to post a picture of him, or her husband's or her wife's response is to post a picture and ask for God to help him. Why are these people so far from normal? Like, the dress is one thing, but then first of all, if this was real world, this was a Scottish wife, the first thing would be like, my husband has lost the plot. I've just leathered him up and down the kitchen, and we've got him in the freaking loony bin. He will adjust his attitude and address you accordingly. Like, it's just a different world. The complete message conveyed, Lord, I lift up my husband. Oh God, this is going to be an absolute clanger. I already know this one paragraph's going to take about 20 minutes to get through. I'm just preparing you. So go and get a cup of tea or something now, guys. If you need a pee, now's the time to do it, because you know this is going to be an absolute blinder. The complete message with Lord. Oh wait, hang on. Lord. Hang on, let's get some reverb. Yes, Lord, lift up my husband. That's too much. That's too much echo. A little bit more echo. Here we go. Oh, now we go. A little bit deeper. Yes. Lord, I lift up my husband to you with love and concern. Soften his heart, guide his words, and fill him with wisdom and kindness. Protect him from trouble. And lead him towards understanding and respect for other people, despite our differences. I love him unconditionally. Strengthen our bond and help me to be a source of patience and encouragement. And trust in your grace to work in his heart. God bless Israel. Oh, aye. Throw in the Israelis in that, mate. What? This isn't real, man. Like, this isn't real. This isn't real. I'm sorry. Nah. Nah. Nah, mate. Nah. God bless Israel and all the good Jewish people. Amen. Okay, hang on a second. Like, can I get a like and a share if that's all right? Like, I'm doing my job. Are you guys doing your job? Like and share, please. Get it like, get it shared. That is mad. Okay. Fellow X users commented that they believed to be Bianca's courageous move, with one user expressing, "That was inspiring." Nah, that's her in an alt. That has to be her in an alt account. I hope he pays you back in kind because you deserve nothing less. Such support from a partner is very hard to find these. Listen, am I missing something? Is this something celebrities are doing now where they're just like, okay, so because I've got an audience, I'm putting something out there and then we'll just throw on a little bit about Israel? Like, am I missing something here? Like, I'm a bit blown away by it all. Like, I ain't gonna lie, it's a bit mind-boggling why. Yeah. Anyway, fellow extras are commented that they believe. Okay, we read that. Another added their praise. Best wife ever. Ye is lucky to have you. Several users have been urging Bianca to leave Kanye with comments such as that you love him unconditionally is quite clear. Perhaps it's time to love yourself as well because it seems to be somewhat lacking given that what you put up with from him. Damn. However, Bianca has recently denied claims that she has asked for divine intervention on behalf of Kanye following his explosive rants. I mean, why would you tweet for divine intervention? Listen, does God have an ex? I'm sorry, Christians. I'm assuming she's a Christian. She might not be a Christian. Does God? Do any of the gods have a Twitter account? Is that who she was atting when she put her message out? The supposed tweet came from an imposter account. Okay. We have reached out to X to get the account unverified and or unbanned. Her retrospective informed the Hollywood Reporter. Okay, so this was just this. So now she's saying, like, so now she's saying it wasn't her. Like, this is wild. Over the weekend, Kanye was active on social media platform X, expressing his anger through a sequence of posts after causing controversy at the Grammy Awards. There, he, along with his wife, ignited outrage when they walked the red carpet and Bianca took off all her. Yeah, that happened. That happened. Okay, so here's the thing, right? If you're wearing something that is completely see-through, right, and is super thin, right? That you still have no clothes on. You see what I'm saying? If I get a flannel, okay, you know the little face. If I get a face cloth flannel, okay, and throw it over my shoulder, and I head off out into town, naked. Just saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. And I said this the other day. Like, as far as like going and buying an outfit for you and your husband, right? For you to put on, I mean, as like a surprise night. That's the one to buy, ladies. Okay, that's the one. That's the one for the treat night for husband or boyfriend. That's the one to buy for inside the house. Okay, okay. And ladies, for the love of God, if you're getting takeaway, make sure you got something else on when you answer that door. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that's not an outside outfit. Okay, that's not do you know what it's like? Listen, this is going to sound really dumb, but if any of you have ever played like fantasy-based computer games, right, with like armor sets in them, and there's a definite difference between what the male characters have as armor and the female characters have as armor. I feel like this is some Lord of the Rings madness armor. It's just the craziest outfit I've ever seen. Kanye made the shocking statement, including, all right, all right, and labeled him, all right. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 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 And labeled himself a Nazi after posting offensive comments about Jewish people. Wow. He he unabashedly declared, "Oh wow, I'm racist. Stereotypes exist for a reason, and they all be true." Followed by a series of inflammatory remarks, refusing to apologize for his time. That is what is going on. What's going on? Like, what's going on? I often sometimes feel like these are the results of when billionaires lose a bet with the boys. Do you know what I mean? Like, you ever played that game where you all swap each other's phones and then the loser of the game, or the winner of the game, sorry, gets to send out a tweet or a text to anyone in your phone book and you have no control over it, right? It's a high risk game. It's a high risk game. And I'll tell you something. Okay, I'll tell you something. Always go for the mother. All right. It is always the number. That is the highest. I'm just saying. So I feel like this is a billionaire's version of this, because this like he even challenged those who froze his accounts, demanding, "I never apologizing for my Jewish comments. I can say whatever the F I want to say forever. Where's my effing apology for freezing my accounts? Suck my D. How's that for an apology? Terrible. Terrible." Kanye West has stirred confront. See, listen, right? I'm all for. I just want you to know, I fully support free speech, as mental as the things are this guy's saying, right? But your free speech does not extend to public platforms, like, privately owned social media platforms. You know what I'm saying? You can have these points of view on your own bit of the world and your own bit of land. Sure, just keep it all to yourself. I wouldn't spread it around too much. It will trigger people. Um, it's just it's just mad jam. Like, don't get me wrong. I understand people going to the internet and posting something a bit mad for traction or whatever. But like, we're definitely, I mean, Kanye West is definitely not in the league of people that is so unirrelevant that he needs to go on and say some mad things that or do something like that influencers would do. You know what I'm saying? Or let me rephrase that: 2019 to 2020 influencers would do. Do you see what I mean? I mean, where do you go from there? Jams? What's the next one? I mean, where do you go from there? A fake apology is worse than no apology, yeah. Just vacations. Funny. That's a good point, though. Why are all the adverts pointing to holidays? Because I'd be looking up no holidays. Prime Video, that one makes sense, though. That one makes sense. All right, give me a second. One second, everyone. One second. All right. So, Kanye West has stirred controversy with his latest social media outburst, stating, "Be clear, whoa. Be clear, you Jewish don't run me no more. This is a free country, and this is my free opinion. You abort black children for wow. Abortion is murder, and it's pushed into the black and Latino community. Abortion has been pushed into the black and Latino communities. What the frick does that mean? Like, well, anyway, let's just keep going. He further declared, any Jewish person that does business with me needs to know that I don't like or trust any Jewish person. And this is a completely sober with no, I'm sure it is, mate. Yeah, totally, bro. Yeah. Totally, mate. Totally convinced that at no point has this been a substance infused anything. Totally, mate. Totally. I imagine Hennessy has tweeted very quickly to Twitter to get this down. Right. That is wild. Do you know, simple minds, when they get like affected by something, right? Do silly things. And have we or have we not been talking about the people behind Diddy, right? The people above Diddy, the people that sign the checks, the bigger players, right? Is this just like a low level IQ individual upset because maybe behind the scenes he's heard or seen something? And I'm not saying that Diddy's innocent, but they could have saved him and never, or all of this was orchestrated, even though he's not innocent, if that makes sense. And this is like a level 12 IQ response to that sort of thing, possibly. Because the guy's off his nut. Who goes on the internet and posts that? It's disgusting. Regardless of what one religion or faith anyone is, you lump in an entire group of people because of the actions of a few is a madness. It's a madness. All right, we got anything else to read here? No, we do not. All right. Okay, so Kanye West banned from X, saying a madness about anti-Semitism and talking, bigging up the Adolf. Why? Right? Has this been so many people over the last? Not so many. There's been like two, right? But what is with this whole seeing Adolf in a new way? Like, when did that suddenly creep into being a thing? Like, what is that about? The hoodie is worse than it. Yeah, I agree. Do you know, James? Do you know the reason I gave for the hoodie being worse is the anti-Semitism affects millions of people simultaneously. Okay, and is more about directed at faith than an individual. This is very much a snipered in attack on one individual. So I think it is worse. I really do. I mean, on the scale of what worseness, they're so different. They're two totally different. They're both mad, right? It's both a madness. Yeah, the hoodie is an abomination. Excuse me. He did. Yeah. It was almost like if there was any sort of ritualistic offerings going on there, Kim, that he regretted his decision afterwards. And almost like he was made a bunch of promises by a bunch of people that didn't come to fruition. You know, interesting, right? Interesting when we start getting a bit like twiddling the mustache. You know what I'm saying? What's happening, Mike? Good morning to you. I've got my coffee here. I'm in the last mouthful of my coffee. Yeah, don't get me wrong. They're both. I mean, anti-Semitism, horrendous. Being pro Adolf, horrendous. Making a hoodie of a woman who got, oh, I mean, just the most awfulness done to her. Horrendous. It's all horrendous. In fact, you know what? It's all equally horrendous because they're all so vastly different. They all top the charts for their categories of being horrendous. All right, there we go. That's called sitting on the fence, people. Right. Okay, so we're gonna take a little tiny break from the Didisphere and from Kanye, and we're just gonna have a little look at this one, and then this is one that I think we're going to be keeping an eye on. And we've got a massive advert at the top here, right? So we need to read it down here. British expat found unalived with wife in France was heard arguing on the phone days earlier. Now, listen to this. A British counter fraud specialist found unalive in his friend's home he shared with his wife was heard violently arguing on the phone days before, according to neighbors. The bodies of Andrew and Dawn Searle, originally from Scotland, were found at their git in the sparsely populated village of Le Perthis, a 2-hour drive northeast of Toulouse last Thursday. Gendarmes, I don't even know what that word is, are believed to have been found, Mr. Steele 56 hanging inside the country home with a gag reportedly stuffed inside his mouth. Neighbors discovered Mrs. Cyril 62 lying lifeless in the garden with a head wound and her jewelry scattered around her body. This is mental. Like, this is mental. Mr. Cyril's 88-year-old father, Fred, a former British Army major, said the family had thousands of questions and few answers. Friends and neighbors of the recently married couple recounted seeing Mr. Cyril appearing very agitated during the phone call in the days leading up to the pair's death. The neighbor, who did not wish to be identified, said that Cyril had been violently arguing in English while walking through the hamlet with his wife and 2 hunting dogs on Wednesday afternoon. The neighbor recalled, I saw them the day before they were found. They were walking the dogs, and Andrew was on the phone. He was very argumentative and was arguing violently in English. He just waved at me and then carried on. And Antonin de Silva, 63 retired council worker who lives with his 62-year-old wife, Amelie, 5 minutes walk from the scene, said the last 2 times that they saw him was walking up in a real hurry on his own with only 1 dog. He only said hello and waved. In the last week, he had only said bonjour, bonjour, bonjour in a hurry, didn't even shake our hand. Then last Tuesday, I saw him on the phone. He looked very worried. He said, I can't speak with you. I'm on the phone, and looked very worried and walked on immediately. I knew him very well, and he was someone calm and quiet and nice. But the last 2 times I saw him was very different. Expats, fraud, violent conversations. This is... Questions have also been raised over the state of Mr. Cyril's finances in the months before his death. Local sources said it had taken over a year to pay a bill of several thousand euros amid problems with his UK pension, and had been seen crying in the nearby town of Valley French de Raju in December. after finally settling it. A post-mortem examination of the couple was due to be carried out in Montpellier on Monday. The family are expected to meet gendarmes in Toulouse, according to Nicolas Rigaud-Muller, the regional prosecutor leading the investigation. A press conference will be held somewhere in France on Tuesday. He said details of the initial findings of the post-mortem will be disclosed along with investigators' main lead inquiry. Okay. There has been speculation about whether the couple's violent deaths are related to Mr. Seal's 22-year career investigating financial crime. Family friends have claimed it was not a case of unalived and then unaliving myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this one because there is a massive story behind this story. When you've got somebody who has neighbors who give character references and say that you've been one way the whole time that they've known you, and suddenly there's a drastic change, does that mean that there is a drastic change, or has the mask slipped? And my French accent is very beautiful. From the southern region, we grow the beautiful crops here, and we drink the wine. You like the wine, huh? So this one reeks of huge story behind the story. Sharon, I don't know, but you're in the right direction of what the point I was trying to make, if you see what I'm saying. There's a lot of jokes about who runs the music industry, Sharon, in America. It's allegedly dominated by certain religious believers, shall we say. Right. This is one to watch, people. I'm telling you right now. Now, I'm going to change the rest of the week's shows, and sort of get back to what the Daily Show was meant to be about. I'm hoping to put together a couple of new little panel members for you lovely people, and bring back the show that everyone sort of enjoyed. Bit of open discussion, as opposed to just me sitting reading headlines at you guys, and see where we go from there. And thank you, Christy. Thank you, Christy. That's really nice. That's really kind of you. Thank you. But it wouldn't be right if we didn't talk about Marianne Bachmeier, I believe her name is, because this one is a crazy true crime case. It really, really is. And I think there was a movie made of this lady. And it's a pretty tragic story. And we're going to jump into it. Okay. On March 5th, 1980, a 7-year-old Anna Bachmeier was playing hooky from school in her hometown of Lübeck, West Germany. Per OK Bliss, okay, that can't be right. She'd fought with her mother that morning and went over to a neighbor's house to play with the cats. The neighbor was Klaus Grabowski, a 35-year-old butcher with a criminal record of CA, which is this thing here. He had, according to NDR, voluntarily submitted to chemical castration to secure his release from the psychiatric hospital, but was later given judicial approval for hormone treatment to restore his libido. Grabowski held Anna captive in his basement for several hours. During this time, he said that he said that he threatened to extort money from her by threatening to tell her mother that he had. Wait a minute. During this time, he had said that she threatened to extort money from him by threatening to tell her mother that he had abused her. It was fear of going back into custody, he later claimed, that drove him to strangle Anna with a pair of his fiance's pantyhose, put her in a cardboard box, and left her by a canal. Okay, that and an alleged hormonal imbalance caused by his therapy formed his defense after he was turned in by his own fiancée. It couldn't be proven with certainty that Grabowski had abused Anna before unaliving her. But Anna's mother, Marianne Bachmeier, was disgusted at hearing his statements. On March 6, 1981, during Grabowski's trial, she smuggled a gun into the courtroom and shot him 6 times in the back, killing him. It's one of the most famous stories of vigilante justice of the 20th century, but one that was quickly complicated in West Germany's media by Marianna's past. Okay. This case is wild. And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure there's a bit of footage of an actress playing her doing the pew-pewing. And it's crazy. And it's one of these true crime cases that has all of these side quests of information. But we're going to learn a little bit more about that right now. So just give me 1 second. Okay, Marianne Bachmeier was born in Starstedt in 1950. According to Spiegel, her father was a former member of the Waffen-SS who had, after World War II, become harsh and often drunk authority figure at home. His parents later discovered that Marianne's relationship with her mother and stepfather was also troubled. She first became pregnant at 16, which got her thrown out of her stepfather's home. And again, at 18, while still pregnant with her second child, Marianne was arred, and a crime for which she was able to win some justice when, Marianne was arred, a crime for which she was able to win some justice when she ignored her R-word's threats and reported him to the police. Okay. Sorry, everybody. My mad eye today is really watery, and I keep getting water in my eye. And out of one of my eye, all of the text on the screen keeps going mental. So if I sound like I'm reading it like a 7-year-old's pace, I do apologize. After her birth, the young mother had 2 more. Okay. Marina had put her first 2 children up for adoption and had considered doing the same with Anna. Her lifestyle wasn't a conventional mother's. Anna's father, Christian Berhold, was a hippie with an unsuccessful pub. He and Marie maintained a tumultuous relationship full of affairs, one-night stands, and for Marina, other episodes of R from a former lover. She was coerced into marrying one of Berthold's chiefs who faced deportation otherwise, and he became a possible hostess at the pub and bar where they opened afterwards. See, it's one of these cases, right, when you hear of a mother who's had 3 children, 2 have been given up for adoption, and tragedy strikes this poor little girl. Then we have a court case where, after she was apparently had horrendous things done to her, this little girl goes straight into blackmail mode and is like, "Geez, your cash." So it's a very odd one, right? It's a very, very odd one. But everyone focuses on the heroic actions of this mother who gunned down this terrible man. But the truth is, the questions that people have always had about this woman and her parenting and why all this happened are pretty prevalent from what we're hearing. And that doesn't mean that she didn't do the right thing for her first 2 kids and people can't change or anything like that. It doesn't mean if you give children up for adoption and go and have more kids and something tragic happens, you facilitated that in any way. But it's interesting. It's interesting. The German public was sharply divided on her actions and motives. After unaliving Klaus Grabowski, Marianne surrendered without resistance. Her story soon made headlines, and the initial reporting and public opinion were sympathetic to her. Per the bulletin, West German courts had a reputation for excessive leniency in cases like Grabowski's. And NDR says many held the courts responsible for Anne's death for having permitted Grabowski to go on hormone therapy. Marianne and Christian filed for criminal complaint that to criminal complaint to that effect. Oh yeah, okay. Though the target was a doctor rather than a judge, the parents lost, and Anne Marie's act of revenge was held up as fulfilling the fantasies of many families of loved ones denied justice through the legal system. But besides discomfort, the thought of vigilantism going unpunished, the German public grew sharply divided as the details of Marianne's past and her strange behavior after Anna's death suggested to some that poor parenting and unauthentic accused her of poor parenting and unauthentic grief. There was also the legal situation of whether she was guilty of manslaughter and premeditated murder. According to Unilad, some witnesses heard Marianne discussing her desire to unalive Grabowski. The law mandated that she be charged with unaliving, but OK Bliss says that the case has been less sensational. She likely wouldn't have been. Oh, okay, likely would have been convicted. OK Bliss said if the case had been less sensational, she likely would have been convicted. The law mandated that she be charged with murder, but OK Bliss says okay. Despite the controversy, Marianne had sufficient goodwill to raise 100,000 marks in her defense, and she ultimately convicted of manslaughter in 1983. How can you be convicted of manslaughter when you shoot someone 6 times in the back? Like once in the back, right? There's maybe some manslaughter, okay? We can maybe argue that, but 6. Like, at no point do you fire 6 rounds off thinking, are you wounded yet? Like, it's wild. Despite the controversy, Marine, okay, we read that part. Okay. All right, this is the end of it. Come on, up we go. There we go. She was released after spending 3 years in prison, at which point she left Germany, first for Nigeria, then Sicily. Marianne came home to have her final weeks filmed before she died of pancreatic cancer at 46. Damn. But yeah, I mean, hey, listen. Oh, no. Listen, I'm not saying that she was wrong. I fully agree and feel like Mother's vengeance was done. It's great that she didn't get done for murder. So fantastic. But come on. I mean, I'm glad that she only got done for manslaughter. Bad guy. Horrible man. Does not need to be sharing the same spinning ball in space as us. But I mean, the judge, as he was signing off on that, must have been like, okay, manslaughter, okay. Do you know what I mean? Like 6 times in the back in a courtroom when you're the mother of the person who's no longer here. Oh yeah, totally, mate. It must have been the judge's last day. Like he was like, hey, listen, old Gustav, it's his last day. We can get him to sign off on this, right? Gustav, get that signed. Too good. But it's a famous case, and it's one of those cases that is, I guess she's like a cult legend when it comes to mums. But at the same time, when you learn about the backstory, you kind of question a lot of the things that, other than how she reacted on that day, I don't think there's anything else relatable that most mothers can relate to, if that makes sense. Oh, hello. How in the hell did he get a girlfriend? Who are you talking about? You talking about me? because I'm handsome. I'm handsome. So, but I am going to be changing up the thumbnails for the rest of the week. We're probably going to be focusing on things how they need to be focused. And I'm going to go and get cracking on some bits and bobs right now for you lovely, lovely people. We are live again on Friday. Big Homie will be with us this time. And we've got our documentary launching as well. So yeah, but I'm going to go and work on some thumbnails right now. I'm going to sort my eye out because it ain't playing ball today. Do you know what I think I need to do? Do you know what I think I've done? Right? I think I don't know what, right? But I feel like I've rubbed something into both of my eyes. Okay. And I'm trying to figure out what it could be. I had a bit of a mad encounter with a salt grinder, like a Himalayan pink salt grinder earlier, and I wonder if there's been little bits of salt that I've just rubbed in it because it feels a little burny. Like both my eyes feel a bit burny, right? Like it's like I think I have done that. I have got eye drops actually. 1 second. Oh man, is there any drops left in the eye drops? All right. Nah, it's not that kind of dryness. It's not like a smoky dryness. It's like you know when you know have you ever like cut up a chili and then rubbed your eye, right? But imagine 0.5% of that. Like it's like that, but totally dialed down. Like I mean, totally 1% of that. It's stingy, but yeah, it doesn't feel like a natural stinging. Like I've definitely rubbed something into them. Right, let's put some eye drops in. Oh yeah. Every time I put in these eye drops, I panic that every single time. It doesn't matter which eye drops I pick up. I always, as soon as the first one hits my eye for a split second, I worry that it's super glue. Every time. Every time. Like, why would it be super glue? Like, why? Why for a start? Why? Oh, that feels way better. Oh, man. That is good. That is goodness. All right, everyone, listen. Watch the date on those. There's a date on these. Wait, can I grow? Wait, Rosie. Whoa. Wait. I peeled the label off. What? Nah, it's not weeping. It's not weeping. It's not CP. It's just it's agitated as if there's something on the outside of my eye that I've rubbed on my eye. All right. It's not conjunctivitis. Nah, Ron's good, man. Ron's good. Apparently, though, he needs to wash his hands more and not play in the sand and then dig in the garden like a ferret and then rub it into his eyes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is that why they burn when I put them in now? Like, listen, this is serious shit. Like, we're not messing around here, okay? Like, when I bought these eye drops, which was about 7 months ago, they felt really good when I put them in my eyes. Now, when I put them in my eyes, they feel like fire acid. Maybe this is what's causing the eye problem. 1 month after opening them, Rosie. Oh, no. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern here because I already want to put more eye drops in, but it's gotten a lot worse than it was before I put the eye drops in. Now the initial effect of the eye drops have worn off. Oh God, do you know I'm going to get a phone call from my mother after this, right? Well, listen. Who's listen? I am absolutely flabbergasted, right? I am flabbergasted that I'm just learning this. Why are people not telling people this? Like, I'm surely not the only dumbass guy in the world who A, has picked the label off of his eye drops for a start, who does that. And second of all, there's a use by date on eye drops, mate. Do you know how many people out there right now are going, oh my eye, because of this? How could you see the date if you have something in your eye? Oh God. Why would I think that eye drops have a use by date? It's like a bottle of Volvic. Why has Volvic got a use by date? Like, it's water. Oh, Ron, it will. Okay, damn. Yeah, it was Bernie. I mean, all right. Let's go and order some eye drops. Okay, everything has a use by date. All right, all right. Well, listen, I didn't think it would be a month. Like, if little water droplets had a use by date, I'm thinking like 2029. Do you know what I'm saying? Take it easy, Helen. Peace. Nice to see you. Thanks for dropping by. This what happens when we age, bud. Oh, Kim. Oh, God. All right. Okay. All right. Eye drops. Yeah. All right. Sound. I just want to thank everyone for your help in solving why Ron is clearly a massive infant. Reason number 47. Nova is with Dan. She's at her mum's doing her birthday celebrations with her mum. She'll be back tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing her. And then we've got Valentine's weekend this weekend, which is going to be awesome. And yeah, I cannot believe these eye drops have a use by date. Every single one that I'm looking at says used within 4 weeks of opening. Damn. Okay. All right. Well, listen. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for educating me. Because I would have just kept burning my current corneas over this. So I appreciate all of you. What am I going to do now? I'm going to go and do these thumbnails, get the shows changed for the rest of the week, confirm a couple of things, the possible guest for Friday, and then oh yeah, of course we're doing something for Special Dan, of course. I think we've got cryptids tonight. I need to double check something with that as well. Or we may just wake up tomorrow and start fresh. Yeah, cheers. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, Kim. I appreciate that very, very much. Buy new eye drops. Do you know, it's if anything, it's testament to my perseverance. Do you know what I mean? Like, who continues to put fire water in their eyes because he just because the bottle says it's all right? Eye drops must be fine, right? Not if they're from like 12 months ago. I will. Today is all about eye drop. Do not put vinegar in your eyes. Okay, I thought I read that wrong first time. I was like, nah, man, that you didn't get me with that one. You didn't get me with that one. Yeah. What an absolute plum. Like an absolute plum. Right. Okay. Love you guys. I will see you back here later on. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. And things are going to be gearing up and changing for the rest of the week on the Daily Show. I think we need to re engage with how we used to do things. So Saline is good. Boiled salt water. All right. Can you imagine? Can you imagine me trying to make saline? It sounds really easy. In fact, you know what? I'm not going to tell you the story that I was building up to tell you there about the last time I did a science experiment or what was being made. But some beakers exploded. It was wild. Anyway, so listen. Thank you for being awesome. I will catch you all tomorrow or later on. And I'm going to go get some more eye drops. So thank you all for being here. I will see you in the next one. Please like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys